The Seventh Tower by Garth Nix. Book 3. Einar. Chapter 29. "It is not sensible to try and rescue your brother now," said Mila calmly. "We should take the codex to Ebit. Then I will go on to the rune ship." She did not mention the ice. That was left unsaid between them. "No," said Tal stubbornly. "I have to rescue Gref. That's the whole point. I have to look after my family. It's what my father—" "You have not asked about him," said Mila suddenly. A movement caught her eye, and she whirled, her hand on her sword. But it was only Adris and Audris, getting used to their new shadow selves. They had already learned how to make themselves almost solid, and the reverse, to drift through stone. Now they were practicing shooting shadow lightning. Fortunately, unlike the real sort, it was not accompanied by thunder. Mila waved at them crossly, pointing at the doors. They got the message and resumed their guard duty. "No," said Tal quietly. "I haven't asked. I'm afraid of the answer." Mila nodded, but she didn't really understand. Her parents were long dead. "I suppose I should," he added, but he made no move to do so. "I have made too many mistakes," said Mila. "My mistakes. Since I do not believe everything is directed by some great reckoner and I just a piece upon the board. I should have returned to the rune ship as soon as I had the sunstone. I should not have crossed to Einar. I know, interrupted Tal. "I am sorry. You do not understand," Mila resumed. "I have decided that one more mistake will make no difference. I will help you rescue your brother, but we will have to hide the codex here, and we cannot roam your castle looking as we do now. And I need to eat and drink." "We can get clothes and food and so on from an underfolk store," said Tal. "It's the middle of the night, so if we stick mainly to the colorless corridors in the mid-level, we can get across to where I think they're holding Gref. It's near the Hall of Nightmares." Mila shrugged. Unlike Tal, the Hall of Nightmares held no particular terrors for her. She had proved immune to the nightmare machines, calling on the crones to protect her. "I hope we catch Fastek by himself," she said, referring to the creepy keeper of the Hall of Nightmares. "I don't," shuddered Tal. "We can't afford to start any sort of fight." "Let's go then," said Mila. "First we eat, and then we fight. Or we sneak. We have to hide the codex," said Tal. They walked over to it. Tal started to pick it up, but Mila didn't move. "You must ask," she said. "The question will haunt you in your dreams if you do not." Tal nodded. He desperately wanted to know that his father was alive, but he also desperately feared that the codex would tell him he was dead. "Ask," urged Mila. Tal put his hands together in an arch and scratched his nose. Then he cracked the knuckles on his left hand. Finally, he asked the question, his voice gruff. "Codex, is Rerum Abit Erum still alive?" Tal stopped breathing as letters swam to the surface. At first he didn't understand the answer. He had expected a simple yes or no. What he got was, "Not dead and not alive." "What do you mean?" Tal asked hotly. "Not dead and not alive." Tal shook his head. "What did it say?" asked Mila. Once again, before Tal could answer, the codex supplied a translation in Icecall runes. "Codex, where is Rerum Abit Erum?" Tal asked. "In the Orange Tower, above the veil." Tal choked. His father couldn't be there. There was nothing up there but sunstone nets. How can he be not dead and not alive?" "He is the guardian of the Orange Keystone. It has been unsealed, and so he does not live. Until or unless the Orange Keystone is sealed again, he does not live. If it is sealed, he will live again." "I don't understand," said Tal. "What was the Orange Keystone?" He was about to ask another question when Audra suddenly came sliding back across the coffins, calling out in what she imagined was a whisper. "People and shadows! Lots of them! Coming here!" Tal and Mila did not stop to talk. They picked up the codex and slipped it into the coffin. It adjusted its shape as they pushed it down and slid the heavy stone lid across. Then the Chosen and the Icecarl ran toward the Underfolk exit, where the servant sculptors worked. According to Ebbet, there was another way out, there. They had just left the mausoleum when a great crowd of Chosen entered. Light filled the ancient hall, and many real spirit shadows slipped in to mingle with the shadows cast by the statues on the Chosen tombs.